All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit, shall we? Welcome to fucking politics. So I kind of want to touch on something. I wasn't really sure if I was really gonna do this shit because everybody's already talking about it. But fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and work this out. What I'm referring to is this whole thing with the sitting versus standing for the national anthem. First and foremost, the only thing that you think about is the sitting and standing of the national anthem, and you don't take time to consider what the fuck it is they're doing it for, wake the fuck up. Now, does that necessarily mean that I agree with the whole sitting down thing for national anthem? No, it doesn't. Personally, I don't really care. That's his right if he decides to sit or stand for the national anthem, or him, her, them, all of them, whatever. Don't care. That's their right. I spent 8 years fighting for that right. My brothers and sisters in arms spent all the time they spent in the military and armed services fighting for their right to do whatever the fuck they choose to do, one way or the other when it comes to these things. Does not mean that we personally agree with it, but it is what the fuck we were fighting for. The First Amendment right, the whole freedom of speech thing is a legitimate fucking thing. Wake the fuck up, let him do his freedom of speech thing. Yes, you can sit here and say, well, you don't agree with it, so you can razz him for not agreeing. Cool. Got it. Under fucking stood. Are you the same cat that supports the Confederate flag? Now, I'm asking this question. No, I'm not a racist. No, I'm not a bigot or whatever the fuck else y'all want to come up with because of all this shit. The Confederate flag was the flag that was built, made, symbolized the whole nine, whatever you want to go with, symbolized the secession from the United States, the breaking off, the tearing the country in half. I'm not even talking about the racist slavery part of it. I'm talking point blank. If you call yourself a fucking American, then the American flag is what you're fighting about and bitching about so much. Wake the fuck up, recognize the Confederate flag was the first failed attempt at secession from this fucking nation. Wake up. That's legit. That's all I'm saying about that. In regards to this whole issue of not standing up for the national anthem and this whole Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff, look, man, clearly, as you can tell, black dude. The Black Lives Matter movement, what it's supposed to mean when they started versus what the fuck the media and everybody else getting all hurt and only listen to half the fucking shit about it, is turning it into is some other type shit. The Black Lives Matter movement is basically to say that Black Lives Matter all the time. Not just because black lives were taken by a white cop, a green cop, a Mexican cop, a fucking orange cop, whatever, man. It's supposed to matter all the time. All the time includes all this shit where it's black on black crime, man. So you motherfuckers out there killing other black people, knock it the fuck off. You're adding to the fucking problem, not the solution. That's all I'm gonna put it with that, man. Me personally, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. It's just what I do. I got friends that are black, white, Mexican, Asian, whatever, and I talk shit to all of them. And we use racial cues to talk shit regardless. But guess what it is? At the end of the fucking day, it's talking shit, having fun with your fucking friends. It's not a serious matter for us. When it comes down to a bottom line, I bleed the same fucking color as you. So the only thing I fucking believe in is the fact that you're a human like I am. So no, you're not gonna disrespect me in any kind of crazy ass fucking way because of the color of my skin, and I'm not gonna do the same shit to you. Simple. Human race. Y'all get on this fucking bandwagon. Do this shit the right goddamn way. Figure it the fuck out. Human beings. You're a human. I'm a human. That's it, man. The rest don't even fucking matter. So him talking about the injustices that happen across this country, yes, they are true. They do exist. They're real. Now, are they on this grand fucking scale that everyone wants to say like they're just huge? No. No, they're not. They're isolated fucking incidents. Isolated fucking incidents. Are there multiple incidents? Yes. Do they keep happening more, what's the word I'm looking for? With more frequency than before? Yes. However, they are still isolated incidents. I'm not a fan of most cops. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just not. I don't like the way that America uses its police force. Now, do they serve some good? Absolutely. What they're supposed to be and what they started off as? They started off as, and you can check this shit out all you want to, they started off as, because they didn't actually come about until slavery started getting abolished, ways of crowd control for those ornery, rowdy black folk. Check it out. I wish I was making it up, but I'm not. Now, what they're supposed to be now, to serve and protect, they're supposed to be public servants, protection of the public. That's what they're supposed to be now. That's what the majority of them are. Do we have a lot of stupid ass laws they have to enforce? Yes, we do. However, that's what the fuck their job is, to enforce the laws that we the people came up with. Because everybody keeps forgetting is all these laws and shit are shit that we came up with. All of us, the Americans, we came up with this dumb shit. So if you mad about a jaywalking ticket, wake the fuck up. You had something to do with that shit. You mad because somebody got off a death row? Wake the fuck up. You had something to do with that shit. We have the power to make the fucking change. So we need to make the fucking change. And we need to make it from top to bottom. Everybody wants to talk shit about Obama's a black president. Oh, he did good with this, he did bad with that. Fuck all that shit. Checks and balances, people. It's a real thing. Whoever the president is, Bush, Obama, Clinton, the other Bush, Reagan, whatever, they're a figurehead. They're the whipping boy. They're the cat you look at and point blame at. Wake the fuck up and look at fucking Congress, the Senate, yo. Look at this shit. That's where it fucking change needs to be made. Because these supposed people are the ones that are voicing your opinions. They're the ones that have your vote. So if they're fucking this shit up and you don't see shit you like, wake up, yo. That's where it's at. The president has the power to veto something, to table it, to just say, fuck it, I don't want to look at that right now. That's about as far as it goes. Like Obamacare. The concept behind Obamacare, everybody was like, oh shit, that's tight. Obamacare, the way it's been executed, is not the original fucking plan. It's not the original thing that was put out by Obama. I'm not saying I agree with the shit, because personally I have always managed to take care of my own goddamn ass and get my own fucking insurance like I'm supposed to. I go find the fucking jobs that actually pay the shit they're supposed to pay me and have the benefits like that, like healthcare, dental, vision, 401k, that kind of shit, because I'm an educated motherfucker. So I take the time to go find these fucking things and say, I am worth that in this company if you want me to be here. Feel free to get the fuck up and go do the same if you're not doing it right now. Obamacare idea, cool. Obamacare execution, shit. Period. That's just how it is. However, it is true that we have the lowest uninsured rate that we've had since I started keeping record of that shit in this country. Just throwing it out there. Everybody talks about how Obama's so bad and he's done so many terrible things for the economy. Alright, well, unemployment rate's actually at its lowest point in, 10, 15, 20 years? Just saying. Gas prices when the last Republican was in his office was almost $5 a gallon? $5? And in some places over $5 a gallon. Now it's at like $2 and change. That's like half. I'm not saying I'm rooting for the man, but I'm going to point out the fact that this shit is real. Do I think that either one of the two we got coming up are any good? Oh, fuck no. It's about to be a shit show no matter which way you go. Hillary, you don't get me started on Benghazi and all this other shit. I don't trust the woman for shit, but then again, I don't really trust any politician. They're politicians. That's their job, to lie their ass off. The other dumb fuck, Trump. Jesus Christ. Again, I'm not going to get started on this guy, because we just don't have time for that today, people. I'll get to that another day. But that fucking retard. So how many times did he go bankrupt? But you want to talk about national debt? Cool, bro. You own some hotels that you actually don't own outright. It's just your name on the fucking buildings. See, Trump in business kind of did the same thing that Bush did in office. He surrounded himself with smart motherfuckers that got shit figured out. He ain't all that fucking bright. Just because he says some rash ass shit does not mean he's good for the fucking country. So both of them were fucking idiots. Well, excuse me, I take that back. They're not fucking idiots. I'm sure they got some kind of intelligence, but they're both terrible fucking candidates to represent this fucking country in the public face. Because again, that's all the president is a public fucking face. I'm gonna come full circle real quick. My bad, I just got sidetracked talking about all this stuff. So back to this whole Star Spangled Banner shit. For those of y'all who don't know, like I said, this bad boy was a 4 verse poem written in 1814. Slavery was abolished in 1863. 1814, 1863. So for those that try to say that it has nothing in it whatsoever that's racist and talks about slavery and oppression and so on and so forth, the guy that wrote it owned slaves. The guy that wrote it, pardon me for this one, his nickname was the nigger lawyer. Not G-A, but E-R, people, yeah. That's what they called him back in the day. Now, back in the day, you know, the term nigger wasn't that bad of a thing. It was just how you talked about black folks. All right, got it. But that's what they called the man. Now, why they called him this? I'll break it down for you real quick. Because this hypocritical motherfucker was all about, as a lawyer now, fighting for the freedom of freed slaves. That's what he did. He represented multiple cases of African American people who back then were just trying to be free people. The ironic hypocritical part of that shit, this same cat, same guy, same dude, was anti-abolishment of slavery his entire political career. Entire political career. This dude was all about, no, keep them boys in the field. That's what it was about, bruh. When you wrote this joint, let me go ahead and read you the last 2 verses of the original poem. So, and where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country, should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out the foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and the slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust. And the Star Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now, those are the last 2 verses of what we sing now as a national anthem. This song did not become the national anthem until 1931. I'm going to go back real quick. Written in 1814 because it was actually inspired by the War of 1812 at Fort McKinley. 1814 is when this was written as a poem. 1931 is when it became the official national anthem of the United States of America. 1814, 1931, it's over 100 years later. Written by a dude who owned slaves, who was anti-abolishment of slavery. These are legit things. So, if everybody wants to sit up here and talk about how the Star Spangled Banner is this American thing about freedom, yeah, freedom for you people who were not looking like me people in its origins. That third verse is talking about how they're going to go ahead and all the slaves that went free to fight for the British, because that's what they're talking about. Because back in 1812, during that particular war, the British people actually gave amnesty to slaves that ran off and got away from their owners if they fought for the British Army. That's where that came from. So what he's talking about here is those slaves that left, not only are you going to come back, but we're going to kill you in battle. Because this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we don't want to be oppressed by the British. That's where that came from. Wake up. Learn something before you guys just all spouting shit. It's annoying. It really is. And I love my friends. All of them, top to bottom, the ones that agree with me, don't agree with me. I love y'all. I love your opinions. I love being able to have intelligent conversation with my friends about these opinions. I don't have to agree with the shit you're coming up with. Just like you don't have to agree with mine. If you don't agree with what I'm saying now, sorry, whatever. But at least understand what the fuck this is all talking about. So why he chose the national anthem, they chose the national anthem to kneel for, because the systematic oppression of this country and the roots, the origins of this particular song. Again, I don't necessarily agree with the whole taking a knee or not standing, because what it's supposed to represent nowadays is those fallen men and women that went to battle. And let me break this down for you real quick. One is not synonymous with the other. That flag represents a country, but that flag's representation didn't come about until this particular song made it popular to actually look at the flag as a form of unity. Prior to this song, people held up eagles, the Statue of Liberty, things of George Washington. That's the shit that represented this country, not the flag. The flag didn't come about until about the time of the Civil War, because this poem turned song talked about the flag, the Star Spangled Banner, and that's what brought about the unity in regards to this particular flag. Again, I'm gonna go back, and if you people talk about the Confederate flag and what it's supposed to mean and all that, that's cool. I love the history behind it, and it's awesome. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the history behind it, but I love the history behind it. I love people who understand the history behind it, and they still choose to support it because they understand all of the history behind the Confederate flag. But for those of you that support the Confederate flag and talk about America, wake the fuck up. The Confederate flag is the first part to actually try to tear apart America. Colin Kaepernick choosing to kneel or sit down instead of standing for the national anthem is his First Amendment right. And for those who actually try to tell me that it's actually illegal to not stand and put your hand over your heart for the national anthem, you are right. There is a legal statute that says what one should do when the playing of the national anthem comes on. If a flag is present, you will face the flag. If able, you will stand and put your hand over your heart while the song plays from first note to last. If you are a military member, you will immediately stop what you're doing, face the flag, and render a salute. Those who are not, while in uniform. Those who are not in uniform, you will stop immediately what you're doing, face the flag at attention from first note to last. Those who used to be in the military, veterans, you have the option to stand and salute or put your hand over your heart, whether in or out of uniform. However, for those that understand the statute that I'm talking about, go ahead and roll to the end of that bad boy, and it'll tell you that it is not required and there is no legal ramification for not standing, not putting your hand over your heart, because it's your First Amendment right not to. Everything that's worded in that statute says should do, should stand, should face. Not a requirement. Therefore, not a legal statement. But that's all I got to say about that, folks. Hope you enjoyed my little rant for the day. At the end of the day, go ahead and take the time to hug a local police officer who's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do, doing the right way. shame the morons that are doing the stupid shit, like the black on black crime or crime in general. The shit that Kaepernick's pissed off about is stuff like the isolated incidents that I'm referring to earlier in regards to the cats who are getting shot by police when they're unarmed. Is there racial profiling still in this country? Yes. Yes, there is. Is there systematic oppression? Yes. But feel free to get the fuck up and do your part to get rid of the systematic oppression by beating this shit, rising over it. I spent 8 years serving my country. I make a pretty good living now. I live in a great fucking place. I'm a black dude, people. American as they fucking come. I say what the fuck I want when I fucking want to because I know I have the fucking right to do it. I walk around here with my head held high as a free black man because of the 13th Amendment of this motherfucking United States of America because I know I can. But I also take the time to figure shit the fuck out and look at both sides of everything and try and understand what the fuck is going on before I make an ignorant fucking statement about some stuff. So I implore everybody to start doing the same damn thing. And then, whether you agree or don't agree, go ahead and voice that. Again, I'm imploring, I'm asking, I'm hoping that you take the time to consider some shit before just spouting off and saying dumb shit without ever doing any research, without seeking knowledge prior to speaking. Because if you do that, and that being speaking without getting prior knowledge, you are just as ignorant as the last motherfucker that said some dumbass shit with no grounds. But you know what, y'all? That's all I got for tonight. I hope y'all have a good one. God bless. Figure some shit out. And fuck the politics.